Hey everyone, Fox here from Fox and Kit Woodworks. Do you think your garage storage shelving could hold you up? Well, you're going to have to watch the video to see if it'll actually hold me up. Today, we're going to be doing a review and testing of the Fleximounts 2x4 fold-down shelving unit and see if its quality and price point is good for your budget shop. Now, that being said, these storage options were actually sent to me by Fleximounts. So, what did they end up sending me in their package? Well, they sent me their 2-foot by 4-foot fold-down storage option. Now, this is a kind of unique storage option and something that I'm still trying to figure out all the different places it could go, but it is made for those areas in your garage or items that are maybe seasonal or only need a little bit of space when you need them up on a wall, and then typically might be taken with you someplace or put up for the holidays. It allows you to fold these storage racks down out of the way, so that way you can reclaim some of your garage space when you're doing bigger builds or maybe parking a car or whatever. But I'm going to give you a little spoiler alert. We're not going to just use it as wall storage. I have another plan for it, and you'll see in the video. Didn't help that I put beard oil in right before shooting this, so my hands are a little slippery. Okay, now that we got that out of the box, we can see it's packaged really well. It's got styrofoam all around it. Everything's nice and bundled in here as a package. The only thing that was loose and fell out were these guys. What this kit is their 2-foot by 4-foot folding storage racks. Now, they do have another option of a 2x6-foot. The 2x4-foot's going to be good for your garages that are typically smaller. Maybe if you have maybe a single car garage or a small 2-car garage, or are looking to put it in a corner or nook someplace. The 2x6-foot will be better for your big, longer walls. And when we turn around and look at my shop, you can see I've done a lot of building with them and putting up different wood shelves. But I do have a space for one of these guys. And like I said, I do have another option for the other guy that came in here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and spare you the, let's just say, kind of Lego-ish build technique Erector set for you older guys out there like me that played with those build portion, but we'll time lapse it and get a little bit in there for you, so stay tuned. Okay, so we got all the main parts assembled and put together. Now, that only took about 12 or 15 minutes, not too bad. The instructions were pretty clear. The only thing I would say is make sure not to jump ahead, because when I started putting these guys together, I didn't realize that I needed to leave this end piece off before putting the middle crossbars across. But I figured it out. Luckily, it was only 2 bolts. Got through it pretty quickly. We're going to go ahead and shut down for the night, and we'll see you in the morning. Hey everyone, Fox here. I forgot to mention it earlier in the video, but I want to say thank you guys for watching this and supporting the channel. And if you haven't already, please hit that like, subscribe, and notification button and help join the community that we're growing currently on YouTube. Now, for optional space for me, the place it's going to be put is up there above the door. So we're going to go ahead and start getting everything marked and laid out to be able to set it up there. And like I said, it's going to be remaining in the shelf position. I don't think I'm going to be folding it down. To do that, I would have to put it so high I wouldn't be able to utilize when it's in the up position. But let's go ahead and check that out. Okay, and before we go further on, I did just look at the instruction manual. So there is a template bracket or template they send with it. I must have thrown it away in the packaging, but that's okay. And I checked the manual out, and what they said is recommended or optimal spacing is 24 inches max. We're going to be going a little past the max and see how well they do, because that's where it's going to fit best in here. So if there's something that comes with structural failing or something like that, it's probably due to the fact that we have spread the weight load, a good 13 inches wider than what it's supposed to be and recommended. But we'll see how it does. Hey everyone, all right, we are back. We're going to put that other brace in so we can get the shelf up. But I've got my assistant in, Kit. Go ahead and say hi.
Hi.
And she's going to be handing me the different pieces, all right? So first off, what we're going to do is we need to get the metal bar and then get the level set up, okay? You ready? All right. All right, so I'm up here. We're going to be putting this other brace in. Kit has got the level, so we can make sure everything's level. We'll mark it, and then we'll drill it. And we're checking the bubble, and we're going to lower it down just slightly until we got it nice in the middle. And we're going to make our marks, and we're going to start with the top one first and get that one set in. Okay, so now we're going to install the actual shelf. Per the instructions, these button sides are going to face down. It didn't really say on orientation which side needs to go to the front or the back, so it can go either way. and we're gonna get this up on the shelf. Okay, there you have it. It's all assembled. First initial impressions, I like that it's the kind of unique design idea for like small cramped garages where you can actually pull this down and drop it down. It is a little bit flimsy when it doesn't have anything on it. You know, it kind of rattles and shakes. It would be nice if they included maybe some sheet metal screws to be able to lock this whole thing down. They actually have drill points over the top of this here, holes already pre-drilled for the locking one, where you could put those in, or at least having another set of these, because the one thing I am noticing is I can slide this left and right, and the only thing that's going to stop it from going out is that these bars go and hit these retention parts here. We're going to go ahead and test it out and see how much weight it can hold and if it actually will hold what it's rated at. We're going to try it first with someone a little smaller than me. So, Kit. Okay, now Kit's up and it bows in the middle, but she's being held. Good job. And as you can see, it's bowing down because the support structures aren't as close as they should be. But that's going to be solved pretty easy because I'm going to end up putting a piece of plywood on top just to be able to spread the weight out. Now it's my turn. Let's see if it can hold me. Well, it held me, so clearly it should be able to hold the 300 pounds. Okay, now as I said, use your imagination. This is not a door. This is a wall. We're going to fold it down. Let's say we have something that's big and tall that needs to go here. Let's see what kind of space we get out of this. First thing we're going to do, pop the pin off, pull this pin out of the way. As you can see, it drops down. I do have a little light in the way of it. We'll pop the next pin off, and it folds down. It actually stores out of the way quite nicely, and if you had a bigger, taller thing, maybe like a kayak or something you needed to set up against the wall or some long pieces of wood, that would work out well. Again, would I look at buying this for storage in my garage with the way I'm set up? Probably not. I don't need the extra space to fold it out of the way. However, if you're in a smaller garage or something with a nook, or you know, you need to be able to fold it out of the way to put something there, I think it would be a good option for you. But I would actually probably look at going for one of their actual solid features for my garage with how I have everything set up, you know, being in place, not being folded or moved around. Okay, as you can see, that's how easy it folds down. Now we're going to put it up. You just lift this up, bring the bar up, align your holes, take your cotter pin, slide it through, lock it in place, and you have one side up. The other side, even easier because it's already being held up, and you're good to go. Again, I just wish they had one additional feature to this. Just something to lock this down so it's not sliding as much. I know it's going to be, it needs to move a little bit. You can't have it completely solid, but it just is a little bit slidey. It would just be nice to be able to lock those in so that those bars stay pretty true to where they're at. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take a little break. And what we're going to do is do a little MacGyver action from the 80s and show you how another way you could use one of these things are. Okay, and there you have it. After an overnight MacGyvering session, just like in the episodes that you'd watch back in the 80s and 90s, we got ourselves a folding table for our tool bench. I added this fold down shelf to my Craftsman rotary tool cart. It's a 3-tool tool cart. Got a good weight to it. It's pretty bottom heavy. I'm not worried about it tipping. The one thing I was concerned with is that this is sheet metal and it potentially may be creasing from bolting points. Not to mention, once I actually started putting it together, I realized these mounting brackets can't go quite wide enough to go into the metal. So the solution to both those problems was I took a 2x4, pre-drilled some holes into the sheet metal, sunk it down with some screws, so that way, one, it would add more support along this corner piece, and two, add an extra 1.5 inches of room here to be able to mount the mounting brackets too. Now, per their instructions, they recommend not going further than 24 inches wide, and we're sitting right about 43, 44 inches. But again, we're not using as a shelving option to hold 300 pounds. It's more of a table to be able to put your woodworking pieces on or tools on while you're using the tools in this cart. Additionally, I decided to go ahead and add a piece of plywood on top of this. Now, this is something really simple to do. Get yourself a drill bit, drill through your ply, pre-drill a hole into the metal, take a sheet metal screw, sink it in, you're good to go. Now as for stability on this thing, it's really decent. I can put quite a bit of weight on here, as you can see, putting most of my upper body weight pushing down on it, and I'm not getting really any flexing, just a little bit of a bounce, and that's more due to the sheet metal. But it's not pulling out, it's not tearing out, it's not creasing anything, the cart's not trying to flip over. And again, what this is more used for is placing your wood items here. For me, this rotary cart holds 3 specific tools on it. It has my joiner, my planer, and my oscillating sander, benchtop sander. And the whole reason why I want this here is because a lot of times when I'm working on joining wood, I need a place to put it once it's done and keep it sorted correctly. Same thing with my planer, especially if I'm planing pieces down to different thicknesses. Now I have a place besides pulling out a separate folding table and placing them here in an order, being able to label them on this plywood and then erase it or scratch it off later, and just have extra storage built into the cart without having to do too much extra effort. Now, other options for you with this. I would highly recommend to be able to use it as kind of a fold-away table for maybe a nook, a corner, or in your garage where you're trying to do things. For instance, I was lucky enough to get these cabinets from my father-in-law when they moved houses and they needed to get rid of them. We went ahead and installed them in this corner that used to not have any shelving. It was just walls of sheetrock with an outlet. If I didn't get cabinets like this, I think this is where the 2x6 or the 2x4 fold down shelving unit would come in really handy. You could fit one over in the corner over here, or you could fit the 2x6 over here, and it would fold out of the way, allowing you to maybe place a larger machine that you're going to use in the shop, such as a bandsaw, a table saw, a drum sander, into this corner, and then when you go to work on your project, slide it out into your workspace, whether it be the garage or the driveway, fold that bench up, and now you have a bench area that you can do all of your hand tools, your drawing, your measuring, whatever it is. So there is another option for you. When I talk about a nook, this is kind of what I'm talking about. Some garages have these little corner pieces where you don't really know what to do with them. I think this would be a very, very low entry cost to be able to get some type of workbench and storage, especially since they come in a 2-pack. I have approximately 6 to 7 feet of room here. If I didn't have all this here, you could easily put one here at a nice tabletop height. You could easily add one up top for additional storage. Leave it in the up position, put your tools that you're going to use up there, pull it down if you need to move it somewhere else. Or let's say you have something big and tall you got to move in here and it's just some boxes, you can shift them around and then put it in the corner. And that's where I say that this system really comes in as a niche for small garages or simple storage solutions where you're moving things around. Okay, now for the elephant in the room, because everyone is going to always ask, would you buy this? And honestly, for my shop, it doesn't fit my niche, and no, I wouldn't probably buy the fold downs like this. However, that doesn't mean that Fleximount doesn't maybe make what's right for you. They have a huge selection of different products on their line, ranging from shelving that's fixed, shelving that's folding, garage hangers from the top that range in different heights and even are mechanically motorized, or I should say, hand cranked or with a drill that'll raise and lower so that way it's easier to store them away. Metal workbench kits where they supply basically metal brackets to be able to take your 2x4s and plywood to sink into and have a nice secure joint, all the way to pre-built workbenches with adjustable heights, wall storage cabinets, rolling cabinets, tool chests. They have a large selection to be able to look at and choose from. Now, specifically talking about this, if it fits your needs, they work great in smaller garages, niches, where you might need a folding table that goes out of the way, things of that nature. I think this would be a completely viable option for you to go with, for the fact that right now they're running a sale for a 2-pack of the 2x4s for $98 and the 2x6s for $129. I think that's a really good deal and value, and they are built decently well. As you saw, not only did Kit hang from one of them, but I hung from one of them. That's going to wrap it up for us. Thank you, Fleximounts, for sending me these out to review. Again, thank you all for following along. You guys are what make this happen through these companies. And additionally, If you are looking at trying to get these, take a look at what you need. I will have some affiliate links in the description. You can go and check those out and find whether it's the fold downs, the fixed shelving, you name it, whatever on their website you'll be able to find. And additionally, my one last little tidbit is, if you do have a workshop that's smaller than a garage, you might want to take a look at these for some additional storage that can fold out of the way when you're pulling things in and out, and compare them to the other options, because I think you're going to find out these might be the better bet. Again, thank you guys so much. Thanks for watching the video. Stay safe and have a great day.